friends, I'm Company Secretary Divya Vajpayee and I welcome you all to my channel Lex Diligent LLP. Here in this video I will explain the conditions for setting up direct selling business in India. In this video I will explain you 4 points, 4 conditions for setting direct selling business in India. This is first part of my video, and in second part I will discuss the remaining conditions for setting up direct selling business in India. Now friends, if you like this video, like and subscribe my channel for the further notifications. Now I am going to start the topic conditions for setting up direct selling business in India. So, as per the Direct Selling Guidelines 2016, under clause 2, 8 conditions are there, total 8 conditions are there, out of which I am covering 4 in this part 1 of the video. Now start with the first condition for setting direct selling business in India. One should be a registered legal entity under the laws of India. You can run a proprietorship, you can run partnership, you can run a limited liability partnership, you can form a private limited company for running your direct selling business in India. But in any way, law and guidelines is saying that your entity should have a legal existence in India under laws of India. Now coming to the second point, which says direct selling entity have to mandatorily conduct orientation sessions to all prospective direct sellers, providing fair and accurate information on all the aspects of direct selling information. What does it mean? It means direct selling entity have to conduct orientation session. It is mandatory for them, for all the prospective to whom they see they are their prospective direct sellers, in whom they see the future of the company. For them, they have to conduct mandatory orientation session in which they provide fair and accurate information. What? Fair and accurate information on all the aspects of direct selling operation. Now the point comes, what is this fair and accurate information on direct selling operations? It can be any information on direct selling operations, but it must include 2 points. These information, if you see the note, you will find this information must include these 2 points. Apart from this two, it includes any information that on direct selling operations. There is no limitation on that, but yes, it must include 2 points. What are those 2 points? Now let's see friends. First point, remuneration system. The system of remunerating their current direct sellers or prospective direct sellers, they have to tell. On the second point, if you see, expected remuneration for newly recruited direct sellers. Suppose friend, if you are having a group of prospective direct seller and you are conducting orientation sessions, then in orientation sessions you can give information to the newly recruited direct sellers that what are their expected remuneration if they work with the direct selling entity. This is the condition for running a direct selling business in India as per the guidelines of ministry. Third point, the direct selling entity must provide complete and accurate, see the 2 words, complete, pure, accurate, sahi, information to prospective and existing direct seller concerning the reasonable amount of what? 2 things. One is remuneration opportunities and second is related rights and obligation. What it means? It means the direct selling entity must give a complete information and a fair, accurate, exact information to the prospective and existing direct sellers to give a reasonable amount of what? Remuneration opportunity. What are the opportunities available for them from which they can raise remuneration for them? And second point is their related right and obligation with that remuneration opportunities. Now coming to the fourth point, direct selling entity have to pay all dues and make withholdings from direct sellers in a commercially reasonable manner. What does it mean? It means direct selling entity have to clear the dues and make withholding, that they can withhold some amount of direct seller. They can take some amount of direct seller and release at a later date, but it should be done in a commercially reasonable manner. What does it mean? It means it should be done in a good faith. Good faith. Okay? It should be done in a good faith, in a fair manner. In a fair manner for whom? For our direct seller, for our consumers. So friends, now just recapitulate all these 4 points which are necessary. See, if you want to be a direct seller of any direct selling entity, then also it is useful that you can check the direct selling entity to whom you are going to join, whether they meet all the conditions or not. It is very necessary to cross verify. So once again, I am just revising on 4 points. Starting with the first, the entity you are going to join must have a legal existence in India and under the laws of India. Second point, that entity must conduct orientation sessions for you. If you are also a prospective direct seller, then also they have to conduct orientation sessions in which they have to give a fair and accurate information, and these information must include remuneration system and expected remuneration system for newly recruited direct seller. Third point, direct selling entity have to provide you complete and accurate information regarding your remuneration opportunities and right and obligations related to that. Fourth point, direct selling entity will pay all your dues and they can also withhold some amount, but it should be in a commercially reasonable manner. It should be in a, what does it mean? It should be in a fair manner, in a good faith. They can do this. I hope you understand these 4 points, and friends, for the remaining conditions, just subscribe my channel. I will explain you later. Thank you all. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you.